Nu kommer jag och tar dig!
Welcome back, boys and girls, ghouls and goblins. Seeing how I'm out of ideas for videos, I am today going to do my backup plan. Wait here while I bring the puppies. Which is... impossible! I'm not afraid of anything! At least not anymore. There was a time when I was a terrified little bitch, but since then my mind has gotten sicker than any fear I used to have. So nowadays, I have no fears. Except my own mind. And black eyes. Black eyes are scary! The worst part about them is that they blend in perfectly with the dark, so you can't see them at night. So if you're out at night, you can be sure there's at least one naked black guy hiding in every block, waiting for you to lower your guard, so they can pounce you from behind, suck your blood, lick your eyeballs, and steal your toast! I was hoping that the toast part would make that obvious. I think I tolerate it. You know, that's a good idea. I'll go write the script. This was a terrible idea. This script I wrote is terrible. Me talking about number 10 to 6 is incredibly boring. There's no time. That's too short. I guess not. 2 emergency solutions in 1 month. This is going horribly. Nope, I did not. Well, the Halloween animation is going pretty well. I suppose I could try a little harder to make the next video longer and better. When I was younger, I was scared of just about everything. Darkness, rubber masks, dogs, ducks, disabled people, empty rooms, and eventually, through lots of screaming, crying and whining, I hardened to the fearless psychopath I am today. Because what many don't understand is that fear is good. We should scare our kids so they can learn from it and grow stronger. And I'm not saying that because I generally hate children, but because I honestly believe it is a good way of raising them. Anywho, today I'll be talking about some of the things that scared the shit out of me as a kid, and therefore served to give me some much needed toughening. More specifically, my fictional fears. Because I can't make an entertaining video about ducks and empty rooms. Nope, we'll be talking about movies, parts of movies and stuff like that. So let's get to it. Time to embarrass my younger self for being such a pussy. Pinocchio. The whole thing. This movie is messed up, but then it's based on a messed up book. In fact, this is a movie I didn't watch a lot as a kid because I was so scared of it. And me not watching a movie a lot as a kid is pretty much unheard of. I would frequently watch all movies I had available, with some exceptions like this one. Now, pretty much every scene in the movie is scary to some degree, or at least a little unsettling, but the ones that scared me the most were these two. The scene with the clocks, for some weird reason, and of course the infamous donkey scene. Not only is there a place where children are turned into donkeys and sold to mines, not only are the talking ones going through some unknown horrible punishment, not only are they never saved, but we also get to see an example of what the transformation could look like. It's a scene that feels to me like it should be funny, but it's just not.
Oh, I've been double-crossed! Help! Help! Somebody help! Call that beetle! Call anybody! Mama!
I've had many beautiful nightmares about this. Large March from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. What happens when you jam together Pee-wee, Herman and Tim Burton? You get a good movie. But also inevitably some scary bits to remind you of who directed the movie. The most notable one being the scene where Pee-wee is hitchhiking with an old lady who out of nowhere starts to tell a story about a car accident.
And when they finally pulled the driver's body from the twisted, burning wreck, it looked like this.
That's right, and this isn't a jump scare because she clearly announces that it's coming, but it still catches you off guard because it's freaking terrifying. I mean, what even is that? That's not what a corpse from a car accident looks like. That's what demons in Burtonland looks like.
Be sure and tell him Large Marge sent ya.
Shut your stupid mouth. Judge Doom. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is an awesome movie, and therefore it has an awesome villain. In fact, I should probably put this guy in my top 10 Disney villains list, but I can never truly make up my mind about this stuff. In fact, before uploading this video, I'll probably already have second thoughts about the order of this list. But let's focus on Doom. Throughout the movie he's a pretty unsettling character, but nothing too bad. I think I was maybe 8 or something when I watched this movie the first time, so my tolerance for scared stuff had improved a little. Therefore I didn't understand why my mom said that she was so afraid of this guy when she was little. But in the movie's climax that became very clear. Well, that was a strangely blood-free death. What the hell? This is really uncanny. Please stop.
Remember me, Eddie? When I kill your brother, I talk. Yes!
Well, that was delightfully traumatizing. Feliday. This is one of those rare animated movies that is actually R-rated. And for good reason. There's everything from bad language to gore to sex. You have now watched 2 animated cats f***. You can finally die in peace. Anyway, we all know the reputation animation has. Too many idiots still consider it a kid genre and not a style meant for everyone. So, as you can guess, a lot of parents found this movie, saw the cute animated cat on the cover, completely missed the R rating, and thought, I'm gonna show this to my children. My parents were not among them, but I had a friend whose parents were. Oh, that was a long time ago before I became a crazy shut-in. Anyway, one day I was over at his house and he said, "Hey, wanna watch this movie my parents got me? It's about cats." And I said, "Sure, I love cats." And he said, "Great, let's watch it." Yeah, this movie isn't exactly Aristocats. There's a cat with its head ripped off, a pregnant cat with her belly cut open with her onboard children spilling out on the ground, a cat sect where the cats are lined up to get electrocuted, and we also get a nightmare sequence that looks like this.
The solution to the riddle is actually very simple. Do not forget the message of Claudandus. That is the key. Hop! Hop! Hop!
So yeah, this movie is really messed up. But it's still by no means bad. If you can tolerate things like this, it's a good movie. The story, while a little rushed, is interesting, the characters are decent, and the animation is really nice. The movie is just a little sick. I'm gonna need a quick break. I am. The gore and all doesn't concern me, but it's cats. I can't stand seeing cats like this. You could say that, yes. That's nice, I suppose. Wait, what did you say? You have 3 seconds to take that back before I turn you into oil. Die forever! Not until you apologize. That'll do, but only because some of my viewers like you. Now, before revealing number 1, I'd like to apologize for it being so unoriginal. But there are reasons why this thing makes it to the top of so many lists of scary childhood moments. Courage the Cowardly Dog. This show traumatized me for many years to come. In fact, I only recovered from the scars it left in me a few years ago. The people behind this show are horror geniuses. They knew all the tricks to not only make a terrifying cartoon, but also keeping it from being banned from television. They started off slow with something that is the same feel as the rest of the show, but cute and harmless, and once the show's future was secured, they pushed things as far as they could without crossing the border. And you can go far without crossing the border, apparently. Whenever this show is brought up, you hear about how scared people were of it and how it scarred them for life. So let's make a short analysis of what has given it such a sinister reputation. Firstly, this show has an ability to make everything seem scary. They could turn silly concepts like flesh-eating vegetables and zombies making movies into something nightmare-inducing. That takes skill. And it also results in some pretty original episodes, about things you usually don't see in horror. So instead of only making children scared of monsters and ghosts, it can also make them scared of things like vegetables and hairdressers and chickens. The animation also serves to enhance the horror. It has a very recognizable style and it's perfect for making cartoonish monsters that are still scary looking. And sometimes they would even switch animation style. This is surprisingly effective to make things scarier. Need I mention King Ramesses?
Return the slab.
Personally, he didn't scare me that much, mostly because of this.
Oh, come on.
That made him a lot more human and silly to me. So when it came to sudden changes in the animation, I instead had two other things to haunt my dreams. First off, that weird alien fetus that only appears for a few seconds and is then never mentioned again. And also this scene. Oh, I know what comes next. She's going to turn her head to reveal that she actually looks really scary. Okay, bring it on. I was expecting to see a scary hand-drawn face, not a claymation demon. Another thing that makes this show work is the main characters. Courage works great as the only reasonable character who is stuck in a world of madness, and his owners are excellent as the oblivious yet lovable victims that usually get everyone in trouble. For horror to work, you need main characters that people can root for, otherwise the suffering is pointless. There is of course much more to discuss about this show, but I'll just end it there. To conclude, I believe this to be a horror masterpiece due to how many things it does right in terms of horror despite being a kids show. And you know what? If you're a parent or aspire to become one, I recommend you show this to your kids. Or why not watch it yourself? Everyone I met who claims to be scarred by this show also says how much they loved it despite that, including me. Even as a child, there was something about it that kept me from switching the channel whenever it came on, despite how terrified I was of it. At the time it made me suffer a lot, but now I'm grateful for it. Not only did it hard on me, but it's simply a well done show, especially as far as kids-friendly horror goes. There, those are my top 5 childhood fears, and in case you are super curious about number 10 to 6, here they are. Again, I'm very sorry for this week's video being so short. Lawrence, be nice. Yeah, I wonder what I'm gonna make that one about. And what's that? Oh, just in case you say something you're not supposed to. Sure, go ahead. You brought this upon yourself!